Now, what in the Carnival is going on here? So yesterday I put out a video in regards to a Carnival cruise passenger that has officially been banned from cruising with Carnival Cruise Line for life for, I guess, attempting to put out a helpful cruise ship hack video that went viral, talking about how they gave their room steward $50 in order for them to be able to smoke on their balconies in their stateroom. Apparently and allegedly, the room steward even gave them an ashtray. Well, it turns out there were two offenders that have officially been banned for life by Carnival Cruise Line. This one, I'll admit, was long overdue. About 2 months or so ago, I published a video in regards to a TikToker that goes by the name of Chrissy Cross. She made a video that went viral that inevitably made a lot of people very paranoid, not for the video in and of itself, but for the potential of copycat offenders that can do something that would indeed harm other passengers. So we are going to talk about the details of that. We're also going to talk about the dangers of social media with its growth and popularity and everybody seeming to want fame and money. While there is technically nothing wrong with chasing these goals, you have to be very careful about what you post online, because one video could give you a reputation that you possibly didn't even want. And I know this from personal experience. So back sometime in April of this year, Chrissy Cross would post a video on her TikTok account that would inevitably change the way she vacations forever. She'd post a video that would go viral, garnering a whopping 1.3 million views. The video shows her in her Carnival stateroom. Inside every stateroom on board every Carnival ship is the Carnival branded water. You can purchase that water for a whopping $14 or something of that nature. It used to be about $4, however this year they have skyrocketed about 200%. Nevertheless, it doesn't excuse what she did. In the video you can see her, I guess she drank the water prior to recording the video, but she filled the water bottle up with the tap water in the sink and then glued the top back onto it, put it back where it was with the tag so she wouldn't be charged for taking the water bottle inside of the cabin. Naturally, as you could imagine, many were absolutely disgusted by this video. A small portion of people, myself included, were first of all disgusted at the fact that tap water was now in the water bottle intended for drinking. I am very weird. I don't drink tap water unless it has a Brita filter, especially on board cruise ships. Do keep in mind, I worked on cruise ships. I spent a lot of time on cruise ships, and I've been on old ships, new ships. I've seen yellow water, green water, brown water, everything in between. I'm very picky about it. However, what made most people paranoid and disgusted and angry about this video is the fact that she put this out there. Not only is she self-snitching on herself for whatever reason, imagine this video goes viral like it did, and there are copycat offenders, only to the point where people try to, let's say, do one better. They put something inside of the drink, whether it's bleach or anything of that matter that is potentially harmful to another person, and just like that, you have a giant situation. As you could imagine, the big wigs over at Carnival were not happy at all when they saw this video, because you are messing up their money. I mean, you're putting people in harm's way. Let's be real here, it's probably a little bit of both, because yes, when people are getting sick on board ships because somebody ended up doing this and other people try to repeat it, it is naturally going to cause problems for Carnival when it is not their own fault. On top of that, not only did this girl technically, even if it's a small amount, still about 14, 15 bucks from Carnival Cruise Line. If you have repeat offenders and people doing this again and again and again, then naturally you're going to have used tap water in these water bottles. The people that are staying in these cabins are not going to be charged, and just like that, you have an endless supply of water bottles that aren't being sold technically, because people are just refilling them, giving the illusion that they were never drank. Obviously, it would never get to a grand scale where everybody is doing something stupid such as this. Carnival made sure of that, and rightfully so. But what's crazy about this is that this girl tried to backtrack and state that all of this was just a joke. It was a prank for entertainment purposes only. However, Carnival was having none of that. They have officially banned her for life, rightfully so, and well, that's the end of that story. Taking that story into consideration and just social media in general, I want to briefly kind of pull back the curtain for a second here and be real with all of you, reminding you of the potential upside and dangers of social media. Something a lot of people don't understand. I get asked this quite often when it comes to me being a YouTuber and the money and the, I guess, sectionalized fame that comes with it, because I do get recognized a lot on board cruise ships. As you could imagine, the channel is reasonably large. I'm thankful for it. It is a humbling experience. I get recognized by Uber Eats drivers, and when I go to the gas station in random countries in Europe, it is pretty cool. However, you have to understand that if you decide to, because everybody wants to be an influencer or a content creator, which is understandable. Yes, there's a lot of upside, there's a lot of potential there, and you have to go where the people are, and the people are online these days. But when you decide to make a YouTube channel, a TikTok account, an Instagram account, you are either unintentionally or intentionally building a brand for yourself, an image of who you are for people that don't know you personally, a second resume, if you will, which at this rate is probably going to be the primary resume, and you have to be very understanding and accepting of that once you decide to get online and post frequently. Take a look at this Chrissy Cross girl's TikTok account. She only had about 500 followers, and especially on TikTok, that is not a lot. So she essentially not only ruined her account, she's ruined her image, whether it be both digitally and publicly. It will now, at least in the short term, be known as the Carnival water bottle girl that got banned. It's not an image that anybody wants to have. Even when it comes to my YouTube channel, everything that I have done has at least been in an attempt to be for the cruise ship industry, but going from where I started being a crew member to eventually going into kind of the news. I originally told people at the very start of 2020 that there was going to be some type of cruise suspension that will last 6 months to a year, and immediately I was vilified as this guy that hates cruising, and I've kind of had that reputation ever since, especially with me doing honest reviews. A lot of people love their cruise lines. They would literally die for Carnival Cruise Line and Disney Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean, the loyals to Royals. So if you say anything bad about them, they will now permanently put you in a space where you are a negative content creator. Even when it comes to the corporate world that I still have to somewhat deal with, because I do cruise ship reviews and vacation reviews and travel reviews, I would never be known as a influencer that they really want to work with because I tell the truth. Unfortunately, there is a game to be played on social media, and I don't play it too well. The idea is to get views, money, and to do things like extravagant vacations without paying for it. That's why you see a lot of your influencers and content creators that you watch. It's very, very rare that you see them say anything in the neutral or negative space. They are essentially a mouthpiece for the brands, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it by all means. There's times where I wish that I could have gone that route, because when you see companies like Royal Caribbean, I have friends that are sponsored with them, and I hear they make a nice chunk of change. But nevertheless, it is what it is. This YouTube channel and the other ones that I've created have provided me with a great opportunity. However, it is powerful, and as they say, with power comes responsibility, or something like that. Great power. Anyway, sorry for blabbing away with that topic. Moral of the story here: be careful what you post on social media. There are plenty of people out there, I'm sure all of you have seen, that aren't even trying to grow on social media or get famous or become an influencer or anything like that, and one video of them doing something stupid has inevitably affected their lives, usually in a pretty negative way. So be careful out there. But that's what I have for today's video. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button on your way out, and know, as usual, I love and appreciate every single one of you. Take it easy.